This is Dan.
Dan, what's going on, dude?
Is this Zach?
Yeah, brother. You're live right now on the Zach Moonshine show, man. How you doing?
Well, right into it. I love it. I'm doing really well, brother.
Fuck yeah. Always, dude. Fucking live as fuck, man. So,
you got such a great voice. I mean, I can't sound as good as you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So we just got done blasting Traveler from Cassius King, and before that we did some Vessel of Light too, because I mean, well, hell, it wasn't even that long ago that I was talking to you. We were doing an interview for your for the Last Ride album, and here you are again, man. You got another record already, dude.
And I have 10 more recorded, or actually 8 brand new songs written and recorded for whatever's next. I don't know, but yeah, the last 3 Vessel of Light albums and Cassius King album, the way I record them is I do all my guitar parts first to a click track, and then I give them to the band members. Jimmy Shulman bass, Ron Lipnicki drums, Nathan Opposition, is the singer for Vessel of Light, and now I'm working with Jason McMaster, and we call ourselves Cassius King, which is kind of a name I've been using for years, but yeah, I'm keeping kind of busy, Zach.
Oh, so it's pronounced Cassius King.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I've been.
Because you don't get what the name means. It's something my nana, my grandma, her husband used to always say to me when I was poor, back in the early '80s. He'd always kind of say to me, "Cash is king, Danny. Cash is king." So I was thinking about that when I was poor. I'm like, and I started making some money. I'm like, hey, Cassius King. That sounds kind of cool,
I love it. No, I didn't know that, man. I was fucking it up the whole time, man. Cassius King. What the fuck?
That's okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, so
well, that's okay, because I was calling you Zach Moonshine for a while. I didn't know it was Moonshine.
Moonshine.
Moonshine, right?
Jesus. All right, man. So tell us, man. Yeah, you know what? With Cassius King, man, the first thing that grabbed my attention right away when you sent me the info, Jason McMaster on vocals. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from, dude?
Yeah.
That's got to be, and then I heard it, and I was like, man, this is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, well, Jason's like me. He's been around the block a couple times. It's not his first rodeo, and Jason, I'm obsessed with the not the Dirty Looks, I'm sorry, with the Broken Teeth song called Stick It In. And after I heard Jason sing that song, Broken Teeth, Stick It In, I'm like, man, I got to work with this guy someday. He's so amazing. And what we did is, I'm a big old school Kiss fan, old school Aerosmith, and we put out some Cassius King CDs and not even sell them, just give them away to our people who bought a Vessel of Light CD or whatever. And I always had different singers, or sometimes I would sing a Kiss song, and then other times I would have Jason McMaster. He sang like Mr. Speed for me. He sang, I'm trying to think what else he sang, an Aerosmith cover, which actually we released a limited edition single on Nomad Eel of Traveler and the Aerosmith song Sight for Sore Eyes, and it sold out really quickly. And it's really, really, really limited edition. But then I started thinking, man, Jason and I, we got to write some originals together. So Vessel of Light, we did 4 albums in 3 years. And then Nathan was out here right before COVID shut everything down. We were doing some shows, and I had a ton of material I had written. And I'm like, man, we got to do another Vessel of Light record. We just released Vessel of Light Last Ride, which I felt like was the best record I'll ever do in my life. And, we can't even do any shows because COVID's ruining everything, So I'm like, all right, let's just do something different. Ask Jason to sing. And, I already had the music written, and then he came up with lyrics and melodies so quickly. And I love writing melody lines. Do you need any help with melodies? Like, nope. I'm like, shit, all right. I'm like, he's like, I need some help with some lyrics. So I'm like, well, my bass player, Jimmy Shulman, he has some lyrics. He's a really good lyric writer. So Jimmy actually wrote the lyrics to a few songs, including the single King of Lies with Jason. And it came together really quickly, Zach. I tell you, man, I love it. And if you've seen the reviews are over the top.
Yeah. You even got some nice words from Blitz from Overkill, man. Tell us about that.
Well, he's always been my most important fan in a certain sense, after my wife, But Blitz and I did the Curse record in 2007. It was called The Curse Room Full of Sinners because in the early 90s, my band's Nonfiction opened up for Blitz and Overkill in America and Europe, and we stayed friends. And we talked as recently as today. And he's always been super supportive of whatever band I'm in. Blitz, is always there for me, promoting me to other people and, who maybe would never hear about us. So he's always been in our corner. He's been in my corner, I should say. He loves Vessel of Light. And then I'm like, what do you think about me doing a record with Jason McMaster? And Blitz is like, that guy's got a set of pipes, So Blitz has always been there supporting me, promoting me, and he's a really good friend. And he's almost always like the fifth member where he actually promotes my music as much as I do. So I can't thank him enough for that.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, and McMaster does have a set of pipes, man. I'm most familiar with his voice from Dangerous Toys. So
right.
When I saw that, I was thinking in my head like I was sounding it out in my mind. I was trying to hear it, but he's actually singing in a totally different way than he used to sing, and it sounds fucking amazing though, man. I love it. Thanks,
man. I'll tell him you said that, and he's actually, it's so funny because with the things that all the reviews are saying, and it's kind of true. There's moments on this record where he sounds like Ronnie James Dio, who wasn't the worst singer in the world, I don't think. And as much as we all love Black Sabbath, there's times where Ozzy's voice kind of grated on me. And Sabbath did Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. I was like, oh man, this is really different. This is really cool. And I really love those records almost as much as some of the best of the older Sabbath. But that's the big comparison we're getting. Is it sounds kind of like Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules with Ronnie James Dio singing.
That's exactly what people were saying in the chat room just a few minutes ago when we were playing the track, man. I kid you not.
Well, can I tell you something about your chat room? You've always had the most intelligent listeners in your chat room. I remember last time I spoke with you, they gave me some good questions, man. Your chat room was awesome.
Thank you, man. Yeah, they're loading them up right now.
Cool. Yeah, I was really impressed the last time. I don't remember the people's names, but I'm like, man, Zach's asking some good questions. And they're like, oh, no, that's questions from the chat room. I'm like, wow, your chat room should take over the show maybe, They know what they're talking about.
That's what I tell them all the time, man. I'm like, it's you guys' show, man. I'm just here, dude.
But you got the voice. You got the golden voice, so everybody's where they should be,
Hell yeah, man. All right, well, speaking of questions, I got some rolling in already. Lady Red wants to know, how many bands have you been in?
74. No,
Holy
it
shit.
Seems like that lately. No, I'm kidding. So I was in Hades, Nonfiction, The Cursed, Vessel of Light, and Cassius King. So 5 bands, which sounds like a lot, but you got to figure that's 5 bands over about 43 years of playing guitar,
Mm-hmm. That's a long time, man.
Yeah. I started this when I was young, man. It's like I didn't care if I wasn't quite ready. I mean, I started playing guitar in 1978, Zach, and I was playing live by 1979,
Jesus, I was born 1978.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was born a little bit before you, so I got to see. Let me ask you this, dude. When I tell you the old Kiss albums were great, do you get it, or are you too young to understand how cool they were in the mid-70s?
Yeah, I totally get it, man. Yeah, I had older cousins, and they were all jamming it out, and they were like, we used to sit around on at the dining room table and draw pictures and stuff, and I remember like they were always drawing the Kiss logo, and so it was already there. It was a big part of. Kiss were everywhere back then, man. It was just...
Yes. It's the reason a lot of people like me started playing guitar, and I know sometimes younger people, they don't get it because there's, songs they know the corny Kiss, and I'm not into the corny Kiss, and I disowned them for many years when they became corny, but, I can never not admit that I love those first 6 or 7 albums. They're just so great,
Hell yeah, man. Hell
Does
yes.
Lady Red want to know anything else?
She also wants to know how many instruments can you play?
Well, I think it's nice of her to assume that I can play guitar, because I feel like I can barely play guitar, but somehow I can write songs and riffs. So we'll pretend I play guitar, but I'm not as good as the guy who plays the guitar solos on King of Lies and I Move with the Moon. His name is Scott LePage, and he played in the band Hades with me on the first Hades album. So I play guitar and I play bass, because I played bass on the first two Vessel of Light albums. I probably play bass maybe even better than I play guitar, because not that I play guitar that great, but I really like playing bass. But the last two Vessel of Light albums and the Cassius King albums, I've handed the bass into the proper hands of Jimmy Shulman. But we'll say I can play guitar and bass, and that's it. My wife bought me a harmonica a few years ago, and I messed around, but not enough to really get into it, although I would love to play the harp, you know?
Yeah, I could totally hear you throwing some harp in with some of this some of these riffs that you're doing, man. That would be cool.
It could actually work. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you mentioned I Move with the Moon, and that's one of my favorite songs too off this record, man. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. That really sounds like Dio, I think. And that song was sitting there for a while. It kind of reminded me of Hades. And I was just listening to today in my car, and it's weird because I remember recording it, and you could play the guitar to the click, a steady 4/4 beat, but I'm listening to it. It's definitely the opening of the song is not in 4/4 time, which kind of amazes me that I have songs in other time signatures, because I don't even know how that happens, because I was raised on music that was 4/4. But yeah, it's definitely I Move with the Moon is definitely one of my favorite songs on Cassius King Field Trip. And the album just came out a week ago, but yeah, the reviews have been amazing, Zach, and I want to thank people like you for helping me promote Cassius King.
Hell yeah, dude. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Very cool.
So I got some more questions. Thunderous wants to know. She's got a very important question. She wants to know, do you wear boxers or briefs?
Oh, I think she asked this the last time. Boxers. And I haven't worn briefs since I guess the early 90s, I think. But yeah, I'm a boxer guy. But I think I had the similar question last time. This is what your listeners need to know, right?
Yeah. They love this stuff, man. Next question, Vicky.
Wait. Let's ask you that same question first before we move on.
I'm wearing boxer briefs. It's like a combination.
I'm wearing the same thing, come to think of it. They're from SullenClothing.com.
Yeah, I like them because they cover a little bit of the leg, but they catch everything. They hold it all together, and I don't know, man. When we start to get older, you need something to hold everything together, man.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
All right. Next question. Vicky wants to know bubble baths or showers. She says
definitely showers. Never. I don't think I've taken a bubble bath since I was 9 years old. So definitely showers.
All right. Another question. Thunderhead wants to know, what's the greatest place you've ever played at in any country with what band?
I tell you, I had a real lot of fun 2010 in Germany, opening up for Twisted Sister at Queensryche, because I went almost begrudgingly. I wasn't really into it at that moment, and my luggage got lost on the plane. They couldn't find my clothes, so it was like a real bad start. I had to go on stage with the clothes I wore on the plane, and I was just in a shitty mood. And then everything went really well. There's a video of Hades playing Rebel Without a Brain in HD. They filmed it for some German TV. It's on YouTube. It looks really good, sounds really good. And that was a thrill. But I'm also going to say, now that COVID's happened, when Vessel of Light played last year in New York, and we were getting ready to go on stage, and the promoter's like, there's like 100 people less here because of COVID. I'm like, what? And she was telling me, yeah, people are afraid to come out. I'm like, what is she talking about? Is it that bad? And then a couple of days later, everything shut down. But thankfully, Jason Stewart filmed that show. It was at in a little town called Nyack, New York, Vessel of Light. And just because it's the last show I've done before COVID, it really has become a sentimental show to me. But I mean, I've played a ton of great shows. I mean, the other night I was just thinking about a show in Los Angeles, Nonfiction did, and a show in Houston, Texas, and Raleigh, North Carolina that Nonfiction did, and a show in London that we did. But I would say if I had to pick now, it was the opening up for Twisted Sister in Queensryche in Germany and the very last Vessel of Light show in New York.
Oh, yeah. All right, another question. Speaking of COVID, I guess, Grace wants to know, are you going on tour this year?
It doesn't look like anything's happening this year. And I was, like all the big bands are kind of coming back out and doing their thing. So, like, you don't want to compete with them. So everybody I spoke with said it's really best to wait until January, February.
Gotcha. All right, next question. Leviathan wants to know, if you could bring back one artist, who would it be?
Oh, wow. First, off the top of my head, it would be Bon Scott. But it would definitely be Bon Scott. But second, I tell you, man, I don't know if you ever heard the Plasmatics album, Coup d'etat, but it's one of my favorite albums of all time, and it was Wendy O. Williams, who took her own life, unfortunately. And I often think about if I could just jam like one set, Bon Scott era AC/DC or the Plasmatics Coup d'etat album, either one of those, I would have a blast. So I'm going to go with, if one pick, I'm going to go Bon Scott.
Hell yeah.
Who would you pick, Zach?
Oh, man.
Look how quickly I gave an answer, Zach. You're the host of the show. You got to have an answer prepared for me, man.
God, there's so many, man. There's so many, dude.
I know. Yeah.
There's so many that I would bring back, but, like, to think of one that I feel like should have done more music, like Dimebag, man. I would have loved to hear some more Pantera records.
Did I ever tell you my Pantera stories?
No, tell me, man.
Okay. Nonfiction opened up for Pantera in New York City on the Cowboys from Hell tour. And about 6 months later, I was in Los Angeles promoting Nonfiction's first album, or the second album, actually. I walked up to Phil Anselmo. I said, "Hey, Phil, I'm Dan Lorenzo from Nonfiction. We're in the same hotel in the hallway. It's just Phil and I." And he's like, "I know who the hell you are." And he started Nonfiction song to me at the top of his lungs to prove that he knew who I was. That was a thrill.
I can hear him saying that too, man.
Totally, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, of course, Dimebag, I mean, so sad. I mean, the way he went out was so incredibly sad. I mean, yeah, one of the greatest and the coolest guitar players of all time.
Yeah. I mean, and we just lost a bunch of people too, like this week.
Oh,
man.
God.
Mike from fucking Metal Church, dude. Like, fuck, man.
Even Dusty Hill, that was very sad. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I could go all night with a long list of. I mean, fuck, just bring them all back, dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah, right.
We need more tunes, man. But it is what it is, man. You just got to be grateful for the music that they did give us and enjoy it for what it was, man. Yeah, man. That's why I'm glad I'm putting out so much stuff. I just released a vinyl 45 with Rob Dukes. We do a Black Sabbath cover and a Judas Priest cover. That's also on Nomad Eel Records, which is a label from California. And, like I said, I'm ready to go with another album already, even though Cassius King Field Trip just came out last week. I've got 8 or 9 songs ready to go, and I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. It'll develop depending on what Ron does on the drums and Jimmy does on the bass, but I'm going to try and put out another great record before I leave this earth, my friend, Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. All right, another question. Vicky wants to know, do you ever get stuck on song ideas? Well, I don't write the lyrics. I write the music for the most part. So I'm going to say no. I've been writing. I mean, I literally, since I got back in the game 4 years ago, I released about 48 songs, and I recorded another 8 or 9. So this is the most music I've ever written in my life. And I was just talking to the bass player from Dog Eat Dog today, and he was telling me how much he loves Cassius King, and he can't believe the quality and how much I'm putting out. So I have in my life, like I remember when Hades got signed to Metal Blade the second time around,
and we put out Hades, Save Yourself, and then we were going to start working on another record 6 months later, and I was a little short on songs, so it happened back then, but lately, man, thank God, I'm on a roll lately.
Oh, yeah. Another question, Lady Red also, she wants to ask again, she says, do you still want to play in Canada one day?
Oh, definitely. It's unbelievable, though. Every show I've ever had booked in Canada got canceled. I mean, every time I've tried to go to Canada with a band, we got turned away at the border, man. It hasn't been easy to get into. But yeah, it's so funny that Canada is only 5 hours north of me, and still I've played, in Europe. I've been all around the world. I've never played in the country right next door.
Oh, yeah. Another question, Megan wants to know, what are your favorite horror movies?
Okay, so here's a movie that not a lot of people love, but I just flip out for it, is Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke. It was the girl from The Cosby Show was in there. Mm-hmm. Angel Heart for sure. Always The Exorcist, of course, is right at the top. That movie still blows me away every time I see it. And those are some old school movies I know, but Exorcist and Angel Heart.
Hell yeah. Another question, Eric wants to know, do you support The Purge?
The Purge? What is that, a Trump thing?
I have no idea, man.
I forgot what The Purge is. It's something political.
There's a movie called The Purge.
What's that?
There's a movie called The Purge, where they it's like where they legalize fucking murder and violence and all kinds of crazy shit, and everybody goes nuts.
Well, I wouldn't support that.
I don't know if that's what he's asking, but
definitely I wouldn't support that if that's what he's talking about. But I think you might be talking about something else. But yeah, we'll leave politics alone for now.
Gotcha. All right, so what's coming up next for you guys, man? I know you've got a bunch of songs. Do you have any dates or anything?
Nope. But so Nomad Eel is releasing the CD. I mean, the Cassius King Field Trip came out digitally everywhere last week, and the CD is coming out 2 weeks from now. The CD has 2 bonus tracks, cover song by Led Zeppelin, and just trying to promote the record as much as we can without shows because, I live in New Jersey, and my bass player, Jimmy Shulman, lives in New York City, and Jason McMaster lives in Austin, Texas, and Nathan Opposition from Vessel of Light, he just moved from Cleveland to Austin. So now I have 2 bands going simultaneously, and both singers live in Austin. So we're kind of, pretty damn far away from each other, but we're going to work on something, my man.
Hell yeah, man. I pre-ordered the fucking CD for Cassius King, too, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Zach Moonshine.
Yeah. Anytime, brother.
All right, my man. Well, get back to the music, but it's always nice talking to you. Your voice sounds awesome, and the show is a great show, so I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Hey, before I let you go, can I get you to make us another station tag?
Hell yeah.
All right, say something like, this is Cassius King, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Hey, this is Dan Lorenzo from the band Cassius King, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nailed it, man.
First take, right?
Yeah. You're a pro, dude, at this point, man.
Thank you, Zach. Your voice is incredibly professional, my man. I wish you continued success.
Thank you, dude. I look forward to whatever you do next, and we'll get you on the air again, and we'll talk about it again, dude.
Thanks so much, Zach.
All right, man. Take it easy, dude.
Have a great night.
Later.
Bye-bye.
There you have it, folks. Cassius King live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them everywhere. Make your neighbors fucking hate you. If you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you're not doing what I'm doing, man. You're not cranking it up fucking loud enough. Reach out, grab the volume knob, and just crank that motherfucker, man. This is Cassius King. Not Cassius King, Cassius King. On the Zach Moonshine Show.